Before we even get into what I actually want to talk about today, I've got to show y'all something. This is super amazing. I think it's super amazing. This will definitely help us when we're ready to go stay out on the place. Do y'all remember the video that I showed of when I went into Walmart and I was looking for temporary shelters and I was looking at the big cabin dome tents? Do you guys remember that? And the price at this local Walmart was like $269 for a 10-person cabin dome tent. In my thinking, I was like, well, we could get one of these and have until we actually get our big canvas tent. And so that's what I was shopping for, was temporary housing. But for that price, I decided that wasn't a good idea. This is the kicker, y'all. In me and Patrick's conversations, we talk about following where the provisions are. Wherever God leads us, He will provide. So this gift I'm about to show you guys, I feel like is a provision. I feel like it is a sign that we are headed in the right direction. It comforts my soul to think that we're following God's will for our future. However, some people still really aren't on board with this idea, and they really think that it's a bad idea. It's a terrible choice, and winter's coming, and I get all that. I do get that. But I'm trusting God in this, y'all. Big trust, big faith. And if He's going to provide what we need and going forth in setting up and establishing a temporary canvas tent housing, then that's what we're going to do. Nobody's going to talk us out of it. You're going to waste your breath trying. I'm telling you, unless the Lord tells me to do it another way, I'm going to continue to do it this way. So all of that laid out, I'm going to show you guys this thing that was gifted to us. Two things that were gifted to us. Okay, here's the big reveal. I'm going to try not to squeal. Do you see? Do you see what this is? Never mind the messy truck. Y'all know we've been hauling stuff. Okay, this was a gift. So, this was a gift from a person that does not watch YouTube. He does know our situation. Like, he knows what we're going to do. He's not trying to talk us out of it. But last Friday, this tent was loaded in the back of the Tahoe. And not only this tent, but this air mattress. God used a friend of ours to meet a need. We haven't shared all the information with this person. Like I said, he does not watch our YouTube. He does not have Facebook. He really doesn't know all the details. But I really feel like God put it on his heart. He had this, and he gave it to us to use. Now, I don't know what y'all call it, but I call it provision. I call it a gift from God. Because this air mattress, I looked it up, these run about $100. Y'all seen this. These run $270 to $300. That was money that I wasn't willing to spend, and I was willing just to wait it out, maybe camp in the Tahoe until we ordered our big tent and it came in. But we're not going to have to wait. If everything goes the way that we're planning and praying, this coming weekend, we want to go up and begin work on the land, clearing out our road. And we were gonna camp up there. And so this came at an absolute perfect time. So I wanted to share this. I'm calling it a blessing. I'm calling it provision. Nobody's gonna talk me out of it because I know I'm living it, and I know, and I'm excited. Okay, so this is the next thing I wanted to say, because this is really kind of what I wanted to get into, because it's coming a time when it's getting dangerous to do things that we used to do. And this kind of ties in with us moving out on the property. It kind of ties in with that a little bit, but I'm not sharing this to make you guys scared for me, and I'm not sharing this to elevate a high-risk situation. I'm just sharing this in general for all of us to be thinking about. I feel like a lot of you that watch us, I feel like a lot of you are helpers and servants, and you have compassion and you like to help other people. With me thinking that about you, I want to just kind of talk about it and discuss this next topic, because it started off with some homework that Chloe had. I was helping her with some homework last week because, she had the flu and she missed a lot of school, and so she needed help. And we were reading this story, and it was about a man that these kids found stuck down in a well. They found him and they began to just kind of play games with him, telling him that, yeah, help's on the way. And, it was just like fun for them at first. And then the story went on, I think they were lying to him, playing games with him. In the end, they all just literally left him down there because he was asking them, do you guys think it's going to rain? Is it supposed to rain? And the kids were like, no. But at the end of the story, I wish I would have brought that paper out. One of the kids was laying in bed and it began to rain, and he remembered the man in the well. And that was the end of the story. So it alluded to this man was stuck down in the well. The kids left him down there. It started raining, and so it was like he passed away, like he died. And so me and Sis were discussing it, and I was like, man, I would have helped him. And she's like, no, Mom, no. He could have been dangerous. And in one point in the story, they were talking about, my dad's coming with the police. They're going to help you, which was a lie. And I said, yeah, Sis, even if you go and get help, like help someone that's in need, that's in trouble. And her and I kind of just discussed it, and I saw her point and she saw mine. And she's been with me before when I picked people up and given them rides, or taken them from the store, taken them home, took people food. She's been with us when we've done all these things. And I've done things by myself as a woman I probably shouldn't have done. But the compassion in my heart to help people was greater than the risk that I felt of fearing of my life. But that's changing. And I'll tell you why. Her and I were on our way home. It was about 9:30-ish one evening, just her and I. And we were turning to go down the road that leads us home, like to our road. And our road is like a back road. It's paved, but not a lot of traffic. But we do have a lot of people that walk around up and down the road. They carry backpacks, and usually that means they're homeless. And I used to stop and give them rides, and always pray for them as we see them. But I've not done that. I've not done that in a while, just because I'm kind of afraid to, because there's been a lot of new faces, a lot of new people, and I just don't know that I trust all of them. Her and I were turning down our road, and out of nowhere, and it's dark, y'all, it's dark. Out of nowhere, and we have our windows down, we're enjoying the night air. Out of nowhere, this man, no shirt, dirty pants, he looked like he was missing some teeth, had a ball cap on, was carrying this, looked like an empty Coca-Cola box, a 12-pack Coca-Cola box. He, out of nowhere, comes out in the road, and he's like, ma'am. And I look over. I mean, we make contact. He's that close to my truck as I'm turning. And he's like, hey, ma'am. And I just go. I'm like, I felt fear rise up in me. Like, I got to get out of here. And so we're going down our dark, windy road, and we get home. And Sister's like, Mom, was he yelling at you? And I was like, yeah, he was saying, ma'am. And she's like, what if he's following us? See, then we were both fearful, and we were feeding each other's fear. So we get home, and we still have a little bit of homework to finish that night. And she comes and she sits on my bed, or on my mattress, and we have the bedroom window raised. The night air's coming in. It's just peaceful. And all of a sudden, she's like, Mom, what if he comes down the road? What if he comes to our house and he's going to look in our window? What if he says ma'am again? I'm telling you, the two of us are I was freaking out too. I was trying to be calm inside for her. But she really was thinking about this guy. It creeped her out that bad. It did creep me out too. And I really was thinking about the way he was saying it and the sound that was coming out of his voice. And it did make me feel anxious. It's getting too dangerous to do some of the things that we used to do. It is absolutely getting too dangerous in the world to help everybody that we feel like we want to help. Do you feel that way? The homeless population is growing at a massive rate. Even here in our little area, I'm noticing more and more, and there's just too many. Like, the need is so great. And I'm not really willing to take the risk to stop and help unless I have Patrick with me. And the place that we're moving to is just along the road that we're on now, but it's going to be on the main road where they walk by. And so we've talked about putting a gate up, and I will have a pew-pew with me. I'm not going to go stay up there without one. I just can't help anymore by myself. And just driving by and not being able to help feels wrong in a way, but also feels right for my own safety and my own protection, especially with my young daughter. Just me and her. I'm not willing to put her at risk anymore, because there are some that really look dangerous. Some of the men that walk this road now look dangerous. So anyway, that was just a topic, and I don't know if y'all are seeing it where you are, if the homeless population is growing at a massive rate. Do you help? How do you help? And are you feeling the same way, like the risk is getting too great to help all of the ones that you see that have a need? Even at a financial standpoint, we're not able to make and take the food like we used to. My mom and me and Patrick last year were most every Sunday, every other Sunday, we were actually cooking food, having like a family dinner, but then also taking food out to some that we knew needed it. But we haven't done that either, and I just don't know how to help. I don't know how to help people these days. We're very appreciative, but there was no change. You know, even like with us ministering to them and praying with them and loving on them, there was no change. And change really is only going to come with acceptance of Jesus and them building their own relationship with the Lord, who is the only one who is going to be able to get them out of their situation. Us as human beings with compassion can only help people so far. We can continue to help, and as we should, but discern those that truly need help, and discern between those that are choosing the lifestyle and expecting a handout. There's a difference. I don't want to stop having compassion for people, but I don't want to be used. That's just my thoughts on that. Let me know what you think. Are you dealing with the same thoughts? Is anybody seeing the population increase of the homeless? And how do you help? Sometimes it ain't enough. And I don't want to be used. I don't want to be abused. And I surely don't want to put my daughter in a high-risk situation. And so some of that is going to have to cease. That's what I wanted to talk about today and show you guys our blessings. I'm so excited to be able to use that this weekend. I hope it all works out. So if you're praying for us, continue to pray for us. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're following our journey, and I'm glad I get to testify of all the good things the Lord is doing, because it makes me so excited. And if he's going to do it for me, y'all, he's going to do it for you. So I want this to also be encouraging. I want this to encourage somebody that if your situation looks different, and if your situation isn't lining up with the ways of the world, it's okay. If God has set you on the path that you're on, and it doesn't quite look right to people, don't listen to them. Follow God's plan for your life, and it will not fail, ever fail. Okay, God bless you guys. I hope you have an amazing day.